topics. Assalamu alaikum, dear student. Welcome to class 5, part 4, topic Sun, Earth and Moon. Yes. Now next we will go to phases of the moon. Now phases of the moon means the different shapes of the moon visible from the earth are called as what? Phases of the moon. Understand it properly. The different shapes of the moon visible from the earth are called the phases of the moon. As for example, during Eid time. Yes, especially Eid al-Fitr. Now we will be waiting for the moon. Yeah. At that time you will see the moon in the sky. That will be in the shape of crescent. Yeah. Then after 10 days you see the shape of the moon. Will it be the same? No. It will increase in shape. Okay. So the increasing shape of the moon is called as waxing. Okay. The increasing shape of the moon is called waxing. Then after that you will see the moon becomes full. Yeah. That is called full moon. Then later you will see the moon has started decreasing in shape. Yes. Now that decreasing shape of the moon is called waning. Okay. Waning. So increasing shape of the moon is called as, that is from small to big. It is called waxing of the moon. And decreasing shape is known as the waning of the moon. Okay. Now we will learn why this waxing and waning of the moon takes place. Okay. Okay. Now, as I had said you earlier, that does moon have its own light? No. Moon does not have its own light, but it reflects the light of the sun. Okay. So, the moon, what we see at night, that is not the moonlight, it is the reflection of the sun. Okay. So, we call it as a moonlight or something. Yeah. So, now we will learn the side of the moon which faces the sun reflects the light and appears bright. So, whichever side of the moon faces the sun gets the reflection of the sun and it looks bright. And the other side of the moon which is away from the light of the sun appears to be dark. Okay. So, thus the moon appears to change its shape every night. Okay. So, now we will see here day 1. Yeah, can you see here day 1? Have you ever heard the word as Amavasya? Yeah, mostly Hindus say this Amavasya. Now that is because during that time there is no reflection of the sun on the moon. Okay, so that is the first day of the moon. Okay, so on the first day when the moon is between the sun and the earth, we can only see the dark side of the moon. This is called the new moon. Okay, this is called the new moon, or in India they will call it as Amavasya. Okay, then later as the moon is revolving around the earth, yeah, it goes around the earth, it changes its position. Yeah, it moves further. As it is moving further, it is going away. Yeah, then you can see that what happens, a little part of the moon gets the brightness. Okay, that means only that part of the moon is facing the sun and the other part of the moon is not facing the sun, so it is dark. When only a small portion of the moon facing the sun is visible to us, we call it a crescent moon. See the shape of the moon? Yes, the brighter part of the moon, this shape is known as the crescent moon. Okay, crescent moon. Then later as it is revolving, it goes up. Yeah, at that time exactly half of the moon gets the reflection of the sun. So this is known as the, what is it known as? Half moon. Okay, it is known as half moon. Then we have on the 10th day. Now almost the 3/4 of the moon is visible. This is called the Gibbs Moon. Okay, here you can see 3/4 of the moon is visible. Okay, that means this part is facing the sun. So the reflection is more than half. So this shape is known as the Gibbs Moon. Then on the 14th day, when the moon is behind the earth, the side of the moon facing the earth reflects sunlight. This is called the full moon. Here what happens? The whole moon gets the reflection of the sun. Okay. So the whole moon is bright. So this is the full moon. In India it is known as Purnima. Okay. So it is opposite to the new moon. New moon, Amavasya, it is known as in India. And full moon in India is known as Purnima. Then later the moon starts, the reflection starts reducing. As it comes, the moon comes again to its original position. Okay, as it is rotating as it is revolving. Okay, then on the 7th day it is again Gibbs Moon. Then we have half moon. Again we have crescent moon. Then again new moon. Did you understand? Yes. Now all this is taking place here. It takes 28 days. Almost 28 days for the revolution of the moon around the earth. Did you get it? Yes. This cycle is repeated till the moon again comes to the new stage. Okay. Yes. Now we will come to a new word, or the word which you have already heard in your previous classes, that is the 3rd standard and 4th standard. Now this is just a little repetition of that, a revision of that. Have you heard the word called eclipse? Yes? Or have you heard a word called as shadow? In the previous lesson, light and shadows, you have heard how are shadows formed? Yes. Now, how are shadows formed? When an opaque object blocks the path of the light, then shadow is formed. Okay. When the opaque object blocks the light of the sun or any other light, then shadow is formed. In the same way, when this shadow falls, in the same way, when sunlight falls on the earth and the moon, they cast shadow in the space. Okay, but when this shadow falls on another celestial body, it is known as an eclipse. Okay, did you get me? Yeah. Now you know what is shadow, right? When an opaque body blocks the light of the sun or any other light, shadow is formed. In the same way, there is sun. Yes, and there are so many celestial bodies in the space, that is planets. Okay, so planets, and there is moon. When the shadow of the earth falls on the moon, when the earth blocks the light of the sun, this is known as the eclipse. Okay, now first thing we will talk about is the solar eclipse. Okay, first what we are talking about? Solar eclipse. Okay, now here you can see there is sun, and here we have earth, and in the middle we have the moon. Now why the moon has come in the middle of between the earth and the sun? Because the moon keeps revolving around the earth. Okay, so what happens when moon comes between the sun and the earth? Moon is an opaque object. Okay, so it is blocking the light of the sun. So what happens? The shadow of the moon will fall on some parts of the earth. Now this is blocking the light of the sun. So it is known as the solar eclipse. Okay, when the moon completely blocks the light of the sun, it is called as the total solar eclipse. When it blocks the light partially, it is known as the partial solar eclipse. Did you get me? Okay. Okay, here there are two pictures of total solar eclipse and partial solar eclipse. Now here you can see completely the moon has blocked the light of the sun. So it is total solar eclipse. And here only partially it has blocked the light of the sun. So this is partial solar eclipse. Did you get me? Yes. Now whenever there is solar eclipse, you have to be very careful because you should not look directly at the sun because it has very harmful radiations. It will damage our eyes. So you can see it only by using a black glass.